A stranger in the mirror, a psychological horror story that will make you question everything you see. Have you ever stared at your own reflection for too long? Have you ever felt like something was off? Like the person in the mirror wasn't just mimicking you, but watching you? I used to think mirrors were just glass, just reflections. But after that night, I learned the truth. There was something in my mirror, and it wasn't me. It started a week after I moved into my new apartment. Nothing fancy, just a small, quiet place in the city. The kind of place where no one asked questions. The mirror was already there when I moved in. A tall, antique thing bolted to the wall. The frame was cracked in places, the glass slightly ragged. It gave me a strange feeling, but I didn't think much of it. Until the first night. I was brushing my teeth, half asleep, when I noticed something. My reflection blinked slower than I did. I froze. Maybe I was just tired. Maybe my mind was playing tricks. But then it happened again. A delay, barely half a second, but enough to send a chill down my spine. I forced myself to look away, turned off the light, and went to bed. But as I lay in the darkness, I couldn't shake the feeling that something in the mirror was still looking at me. Over the next few days, the small things got worse. I'd move my hand and my reflection would hesitate before following. When I left the room, I had the strangest feelings that it didn't leave with me. And then, one night I saw it. I had dropped something on the floor, my phone, I think. As I bent down to grab it, I saw my reflection out of the corner of my eye. Only, I hadn't moved yet. But my reflection had already bent down. I shot up so fast I nearly fell backward. My heart pounded against my ribs. This wasn't just a trick of the eye. Something was wrong, but I told myself it was all in my head. Stress, exhaustion. I should have lived right then. But I didn't. And that was my mistake. That night, I woke up to a sound, a faint, rhythmic tapping. I turned on the bedside lamp, my pulse quivering. The sound was coming from the mirror. Tap, tap, tap. Like someone knocking from the inside. I held my breath. Then a whisper. "Can you see me?" The voice wasn't mine. It was lower, slower, like a version of my voice that had never belonged to me. I scrambled out of bed, heart hammering. My reflection stood in the glass, perfectly still. Too still. I took a step closer. It smiled, and I did not. Panic flooded my chest. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and shined it at the mirror. The reflection flickered, like a bad TV signal. Then, it moved forward, not the way a normal reflection would. It leaned closer, pressing its face against the glass. The surface rippled, like water, and then a hand pushed through. A pale, thin, bony hand. I screamed, stumbling backward as the glass began to stretch outward, like something was trying to crawl through. You should have never looked for too long. The voice was right behind me, not from the mirror, from inside my room. I turned, and standing there, where my reflection should have been, was me. It looked exactly like me. Every detail, every scar, every imperfection. But the eyes were wrong. Too black, too empty. It smiled. You took too long to notice. I tried to run, but the moment I moved, it moved too, faster than me, blocking my way. I lunged for the mirror, grabbing the nearest object, a book, a lamp, anything, and smashed the glass. The room exploded into darkness. I hit the floor, my brace ragged. When I looked up, the mirror was gone. So was it. For a second I thought I was safe until I caught my reflection in the window. And the other me? He wasn't moving anymore. He was just watching. I moved out the next morning. I told myself it was just a nightmare, a hallucination. But I don't look into mirrors anymore, because every once in a while, in a store window, in a car's side mirror, in my phone's front camera, I see him. And he's always smiling, because now he's the one in control. If you're still here, I need you to do one thing for me. The next time you look in the mirror, watch closely. Does your reflection blink at the same time as you? Or is there a slight delay?